This video is going to be about bore cleaning with match grade barrels and why we need to do it. I have a 6.5 284 with a 30-inch Krieger barrel on it and a blueprinted 40X action, and I've glassed it into a Remington 700 varmint stock, and it's great for like gong shoots or just plinking around and stuff like that. It's really accurate. Anyway, what I want to show you is I was fire forming brand new brass, and here we are at 700 yards, and I've got a 3-shot group right here on the plate. This is why I prefer match grade equipment. When the factory rifles, when they're running their best, they're going to be at least double this, and when they foul, they're going to be horrible. When a match grade barrel fouls, he'll still hang on a minute of angle, it seems, at distance. And I just wanted you to see this group. This isn't something I can maintain, but I can come pretty close to it, with match grade equipment over wind flags. But anyway, we're going to clean this Krieger barrel, and I think you'll find that it's real easy for you to do, and I'll show you there's a real reason to do it. So I'll paint this out, and I'll show you a 300-yard target, and you'll really get a good idea of why we need to do this. All right, folks, this is what I wanted to show you. I shot that 6.5 284 with some tired brass in it, and it was time for it to... It's time for me to go ahead and put new brass in it, neck turn it, and get it all set up again, because I fired it too many times. And so I did that, and I was fire forming just like I was at 700 yards, but the barrel had about 40 rounds through it at the time, and I thought, well, it might be a little bit fouled. Well, no, really it was. Yesterday it was blowing really hard and switchy, and my first 3 shots at my 300-yard zero were here, and this upper one, and that measured 2.5 inches. And then I came back out, and I had 3 more that were loaded up with a brand new brass, different wind condition, slightly different wind condition, and I shot 2 touching and 1 drop clear down to here. And then this is 2 3/8 inches. And before I did anything else, I thought, well, I better stop and clean the gun. So I did that, and in the same crappy conditions, I fired these 3 here, and there was no load change whatsoever between this group, this group, this group, and this group. Okay, and when I shot that one with the clean barrel, and that includes the Fowler shot. I don't even know which one was my Fowler shot. But again, we're at 300 yards. And so I really bared down. I loaded 3 more with a brand new brass, and I touched off these 3. I moved the scope and touched off these 3 here, and I've got a 3/4 inch group here at 300 yards. And you can see I'm fanned out a little bit left and right, but you should have seen it yesterday. I had a dirty crosswind going, and I did it like, I don't know, 1 in the afternoon, something like that, and the mirage was awful. But I was being consistent because I had, 2.5, 2 3/8. So I've only got 1/8 of an inch difference between the 2 group sizes here. And then I shot this one here, and I forget what that measure. I think it's 1.25 inches, and this is 3/4. And this is clean barrel, fouled. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and clean this barrel, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not hard to do, and it's quick and easy on these match grade barrels. This is quite a difference between fouled versus clean bore, in dirty conditions. I mean, the results are fairly consistent. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, we're getting ready to clean this match grade barrel. It's a 30-inch Krieger that I was shooting yesterday. We're going to need bronze core brass bristle brushes. I've got a brand new one here on the rod. Bore guide, 5 patches, I don't really have a preference in solvent. I like this Bench S9. So slightly oily. I kind of like that. Shooter's Choice is good too. But I prefer that. But they clean about equally. We'll get this set up and put the bore guide in. And we'll get going. Basically what we're going to do is 2 rinse patches followed by 30 cycles, you know, adding more solvent to the brush every 10 cycle with, you know, with the bronze bristle brush. 1 rinse after that, then 2 dries, and this barrel's broke in, it'll be ready to go, so it won't take long. And we'll get set up here and start cleaning. It's a lot more fun to clean these match grade barrels than the factory stuff. There's our first rinse patch. I just see one tiny trace of copper in it. It'll clean right up. Don't have to be near as aggressive with this. Okay, here comes the second rinse batch. Now ready for the brush. This isn't hurting it a bit. This is going to get the loose powder filling out of it and what little copper I've got. Okay, there's 10. Okay, we're getting set up for our next set of 10. And our final set of 10. 10 cycles. Normally I take a little bit of breaker carb clean and I step outside and spray the brush off. I'll get a couple more cleanings out of it if I do that. As soon as one of these brass bristle brushes starts losing their bite just a little bit, I just throw it away right then and get a new one on it. Nothing's more frustrating than giving it 30 cycles and finding out that you didn't get your copper out. I'm going to put a wrench through here. And a couple of dries. chamber mop here. Wipe this nose. Give her a quick look at the muzzle. Yeah, I don't see anything. So anyway, on a master grade barrel, usually about every 3 cleanings, about every 3rd cleaning, I'll check it for copper with this Barnes CR10, and I'll short stroke this all the way back through the bore after it's good and dry for about a minute, and then I'll chase that with a rinser patch, so when I push a dry patch through it later, it won't lie to me, you know, and show color from my jag. So I guess we could do it. Probably doesn't need it, but we'll do it anyway just to show you. Okay, some more patches here. Doesn't take long. Oh, that one hit the floor. Okay. Put the work guide back in. I'm just going to work this back and forth real slow here for about a minute and keep creeping towards the muzzle as I do it. This is a good way to tell your barrel condition. If you don't have a Borsco, you'll notice that you'll gather copper quicker and easier. And one treatment won't take it out. It'll take 2 or 3 treatments, and it won't be long after that, and you'll start throwing shots, and it'll be hard to clean it. And that's a good indicator that it's time to rebarrel. We've been through a lot of these barrels. I don't really have a preference. We've ran Hart, Shell and Select Match, Kriegers, and a 3-groove Lilja. I'm sure there's some other good ones out there too. And but I don't really have a preference on that. This happens to be cut rifled. Both Hart and Shell and Select Match are button rifled, and they shoot great. I've got some of that on some of my other stuff, and I really can't tell the difference in accuracy, especially, you know, after shooting a bunch of them. Okay, we short stroked it for about a minute or so, and we're going to push a rinse straight through it and let it fall off the end, because I don't want color to show up from my jag. I want to know whether it came from the barrel or, you know, or not. So I'm going to push this straight through. And let that sit for about 10 minutes. About every 300 rounds, 300 to 400 rounds, I like to take some JB bore paste, wrap a patch around a brush, and I'll go ahead and clean it, you know, 15 cycles probably. First I'll let coil down, then about 15 cycles with the JB bore paste, and then a couple of rinse, and then a couple of dries. And what that'll do is that'll get that real hard caked on carbon out of the throat area here. This builds up in time my gunsmith actually cut a chamber in half off of one of my 6BRs I used to have. He split it lengthwise and he gave it back to me. And he kept the other half to just keep in his shop. And that barrel, I never did do that. And you could literally see that black stuff as hard as iron. And none of these solvents, not even Wipeout, will actually remove that. It'll kind of keep it beat back, it removes the loose stuff, but that real hard iron is there to stay, and you don't want that, especially in a full tight neck chambered rifle. That'll pinch right where your case mouth is on the neck, it'll pinch out a little bit. And not only that, but it can also resize the bullet a little bit before it has a chance to exit. So you don't want a big buildup of that. So about every 300 rounds or so, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and give it JB bore paste or this Remington bore cleaner. Either one's fine. And go ahead and just clean with solvent the rest of the time in a brush like I'm doing. And it works out good. And it keeps that out of there, out of the throat. And you can easily see it with a bore scope. If you think you got your gun clean, most gunsmiths have a bore scope nowadays. If you don't, run it in there and have him look right in the chamber, just ahead of the chamber in that throat area, and you'll see that black iron that I'm talking about. That's carbon. And it'll go on for, in a barrel you've never done it to, it'll go on for a good 6 inches of this, and then it'll start to clean up as it gets towards the muzzle. Anyway, you don't want that, a big buildup. You can't help but have a little of it, but you don't want a big buildup of that. So we're going to let this set for a few minutes, and then I'll come back and push a dry patch through it, and I'll check it for color. Alright, it's been a little bit. We're going to put our first dry patch through it, and we're going to check for color. Like I say, I only do this about every third cleaning. Can't see how close to these on. No. No. I actually see just the real faintest line. You'll get a heavier blue-green deposit, but I just see a hint of a little tiny spot on it. I'm going to call it clean. And I'm going to go ahead and dry this out good. You'll know when it's dry because the patch will have a real good drag going through the bore. So we've already pushed one dry through it. Yeah, I'm starting to get pretty good drag here. I'll get one more here. And then we're going to oil it. Because if I shoot over a stone dry bore like this, the copper is going to grip that bore like slicks on a drag strip, and it's going to lay copper down bad. And you won't get as many accurate shots through it. So you want that first bullet to travel over light film oil. I just got some outers here, it doesn't matter. I could have used coil or anything, I don't have a preference on that. Okay. I'm going to push it through, and I'm going to flip it, push it through it again to make sure I got down in the corner of the lambs. I'll flip this patch over. I'll get one more. Okay. Now right now it's probably too oily, and I run the risk of needing a fouler. So what I want to do is I poke that just off center, and I'll put one through it. It makes it fit the board just a little bit looser, because I want to keep some oil in there. Yeah, we're still a little bit down. So this rifle's ready to shoot. I was at a bench rest match a while back, few years ago actually, and I was running behind. We were loading and cleaning behind the firing line, and time got away from me, and the range officer called everyone to the line and ready on the right, ready on the left, and I wasn't done cleaning, and I was just desperate to get that done because I've only got 7 minutes to shoot my group. Well, I rinsed it out with this Ventress 9, and the bore was soaking wet. I jerked the bore guide out of it, and I mopped the. Actually, I don't even think I did that. I was so rattled. I put the bolt in it, and I got it over my heart rest and everything on the bench. And I touched off the first shot, and it blew solvent, and it cracked all over my safety glasses and my face. And then I thought, oh my God, what have I done? And slid the rifle back up into battery, and I aimed the record target too. It went right down the center. It blew all that solvent and everything. It had no effect on it. But it was just 100 yards though, that the match that day was. But I'm not recommending doing that. But that was a good shell and select match barrel. And it just wanted to behave, even though I didn't get it dried. And I thought, well, I guess it's dry now. And I continued my group and did great. But these barrels, from end to end, they're within like 1/10 of a thousandth of an inch from end to end and a 30-inch blank. And factory barrel is just like this as you go down it. And rough as a gravel road under the bore scope. And anyway, I just thought that was interesting. You might want to know. But as far as getting a new barrel, I don't break them in anymore. Fire a shot, get it stone clean, fire another one. On a match grade barrel, I'll go ahead and shoot about 9 times. And then I'll get it real clean. And every time you get it real clean, you send the next bullet over the bear iron, you're lapping that in. And any burrs at the rim or left, or any tooling, or marks up here where they did the crown, that cleans that up. And after about the 4th time you clean it, all of a sudden you'll notice, oh, this thing's cleaning way easier now. But really, for the utmost in accuracy, even with a match grade barrel, I want to clean it at least by 30 shots. I just proved yesterday that at 40, it had opened up, and it's weird because I was shooting 1,000 yards with this rifle, and I was still hitting, it was real windy and switchy, but I was still hitting my gong, and not doing too bad on it. But I thought, boy, it's a struggle to get it to really group on the thing. But when I show up at the range in the barrel stone clean, oh, it's got more forgiveness. You can just see it. And if you make an error, like you didn't put enough dope in the scope and you're going to hit the left edge of the gong and the gun was shooting a little bit loose, well, that equates into a miss. Where if you had a good clean barrel and a good load, you would have hit the left edge of the gong, and you can always spin your turrets, to center up and continue on, like on steel. But anyway, no harder than this is to clean. I don't mind doing it like every 30 shots. And there's nothing like those first 20. And that goes for my old 6BR bench gun too. Matter of fact, when we're shooting bench rests, we're cleaning like every 10 shots. And, to get the very, very most out of it. Sure, you could run it at 30 and it's still group good and everything, but there's nothing like that, that first 20 or so through it. So, don't be afraid to clean. I love it when I'm shooting against guys that won't do it, all I gotta do is out wind read them at that point. So, don't be afraid to clean. So, that's all I have on this, but anyway, hope you got something out of it, and I'll see you next time.